I mean, it is interesting how we've been talking about extension levels and things like parking garages recently, and we're just sort of grinding away up in this area here. Having said that, still don't have any M's in price action. We came very close about a week or two ago, but we never did M. Then we just went and put in a bullish railroad tracks, and here we are today breaking the new highs. So there is no top in this market. It's interesting how over the past few weeks I have been talking to you guys about this scenario where really the market could break either way, up or down. I don't really think that there is no top in the market just yet. And the fact even that last week we just went in, put in a doji, and then flipped over and broke out through the top of the doji just even over the past, I think it was like 24, 48 hours, means that we're probably heading higher here. I also too, given our conversations about Mr. Fink and his desire to control the Bitcoin space through this ETF issuance, I would find it very hard to believe that Bitcoin's going to actually top and stop going up ahead of that event. At the same time, too, though, they are injecting quite a bit of volatility into the price, and any sort of short-term algorithms getting quite chopped up here in this back and forth. I might argue that really until we actually get like M's coming into price here, I don't think hunting shorts right now is really such a good idea. If anything, it's just a question of, are you long? When does the price break? I have been talking with the sort of the audience at TRI about the fact that rising wedges inherently are bearish. But the issue here is, of course, where does the top of the rising wedge ultimately come in? Is this it? I mean, it is interesting how we've been talking about extension levels and things like parking garages recently, and we're just sort of grinding away up in this area here. Unfortunately, for sort of new people to trading, you have to sit there and you have to patiently wait for the market to correct before you can actually really come in and buy. And I guarantee you, the day that everybody acquiesces and says, that's it, Bitcoin's only go up, disregard technical analysis, it's useless, that's going to be the day the damn thing breaks. I mean, it's almost like Murphy's Law. Having said that, still don't have any M's in price action. We came very close about a week or two ago, but we never did M. Then we just went and put in a bullish railroad tracks, and here we are today breaking the new highs. So there is no top in this market.
Yeah, so like you said, an ascending wedge, but there's no bearish patterns, and I don't want to get in the way of this pattern here. This has yet to play out. The last big pattern I had down here, and the way this works for me, we come up to 1.41. That's my move to stop to break even. So I draw a trend line, and I don't want to see that trend line busted, or at least no lows taken out, right? Obviously, we can, and I'll extend the trend line, right? And so we're not taking out any of these lows. So I'm not interested in any real bear move up here. Of course, if I was a day trader, different story, 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, but daily or 4-hour, or even hourly, I'll just wait.
Wow, what number is that?
Yeah, what number is that? 46 to 50. But of course, we're going to be in some resistance by that level, 46K to 50K, because if you just draw your simple fibs, where's this level at? Mountain Man is at 48K. So right in my circle.
And actually that makes sense, because if you go back and look at the previous cycle, it stalled out basically right at Mountain Man.
Yeah, and that's what we just kept
are we doing that
from this
same
one
kind of pattern here?
Yeah, we just like putting a nasty wick.
Well, maybe that's what has to happen here this go around. We just keep grinding our way higher into that Mountain Man level into June.
Yeah, which would make perfect sense from this chart. So I was expecting a nice pretty pattern here for the bottom, and it wasn't as pretty as this. This is a nice bad I talk about it all the time when I'm talking about harmonics, but here on the USD chart, there wasn't anything that exceptionally pretty. But there's this giant pattern on gold, price Bitcoin in gold. And just like that Solana chart I showed you at the beginning of the presentation, generally you anticipate a move to 61.8, spend some time, get rejected, come back down, and basically enter in your RLZ. And that's when you get the real move to go up, right? So on the other side of the halving event, yeah, sure. Why not? Why don't we come back down and retest, this whole level that we're at right now? So
interesting too, back on that gold chart, the RSI is putting in the second W through the 50 line there. That's a huge buy signal for me.
Right here, yeah.
Is that the 50 line?
Yeah, this middle line right here is the 50 line.
Oh, okay.
This is a 2-week chart though. I'm zoomed out way far. Hold on. This is actually where it should be. So what does this RSI look like to you?
Okay, well, you can see there's the first W that stops the bear, and that came in when right in there, and then broke out. So then the next big W, comes in on a move through that, right through there. So that's in itself is a momentum buy, and this is relative to gold, eh?
Yeah, relative to gold.
So that means that Bitcoin, And I guess it kind of makes sense because I think Bitcoin and gold are both going to be moving up here. But this
Yeah.
is saying that Bitcoin will go up at a greater rate than gold.